Hey guys, Paul here. Today I'm going to do a shave with some soap that was sent to me by Todd Bryant from one of the Facebook shaving groups. I'm going to be using the Klar Kabinett Rose scented soap, and according to Todd, the soap's no longer made, which is a shame because it smells lovely. But today I'm going to go ahead and do a shave with the sample he sent me. I just kind of smushed the sample into my bowl here, and I'm going to be using a brush that's a new brush for me. This is the Wet Shaving Products Blonde Badger. This is the untreated Blonde Badger brush from Wet Shaving Products, a relatively new brush for them and a new brush for me. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a try. It's got the faux horn handle. I have used this brush before. Because because the knot's not treated, the tips are a little bit more prickly, but it's got really nice backbone and works really well. It's got good flow through, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a try with this soap, and we'll see how it goes. So we're going to get started here, and I'm just going to go ahead and start loading the brush from my bowl here, from the soap that I've pressed into the bowl, and we'll just go ahead and get a good loading of the soap. Alright, I'm just going to wet my face here a little bit before I go ahead and start lathering up. And we'll go ahead and just start lathering this up. Soap has a nice clean rose scent, and if you like rose scents, this is a nice one. It's not overly strong, but you definitely get the rose scent with this. As you can see, it forms a nice lather. Nice creamy lather. That looks pretty good to me, so we'll go ahead and get going here. Just a note on the brush. Again, it has a pretty nice backbone. A little tiny bit of scritchiness or scratchiness to it, but I kind of like a little bit of that in my brush. I like to feel like the brush is kind of exfoliating the skin a little bit as I'm lathering up. I don't like it overly prickly, which this one is not, and it has nice backbone and seems to flow through really nicely. Today I'm going to be using the Merkur 34G. This is the gold HD razor, and it's got a Wilkinson sword blade in there. And this is the second shave on this blade. So I have been having a little bit of trouble on my Adam's apple there. I nicked it a few days ago, and so I've been just kind of trying to avoid shaving on that area. So first pass feels good. The Wilkinson sword blade always seems to work pretty well for me. I think this Wilkinson sword blade was one that I had gotten at Walmart, Walmart back when they used to sell the Wilkinson sword blades. It's been several months now that since they've stopped carrying them, but that was one of the leftover ones I had from there. And they were a pretty good deal. I think you got 10 blades for like $2 or something like that, and it's kind of a shame that they don't have them anymore. For me, they work pretty good. I know some guys I didn't think they were the greatest, but I always got along pretty well with them. So second pass again. Soap feels got plenty of soap in the brush. Nice lather. The lather seems to provide kind of a nice glide with this razor and blade combination. This razor I got at Rubinoff's Barber Supply here in Phoenix, and I was kind of late to the party on the Merkur HD. I got this. I had a Edwin Jagger DE89. It was one of my first razors, and I ended up eventually giving that away. It's a nice razor. I liked it. I think this one feels a little more aggressive, and I had actually then got a slant. Yeah, I don't know, about 6-8 months ago, when I was in Rubinoff's, I saw that they had this gold HD, and I just figured, I'd never tried it before. I'm just going to go ahead and give it a try and get it. I kind of like the gold one, so I went ahead and got it, and I've really enjoyed it. It really provides a great shave. To be honest with you, I really personally can't tell much difference between the way this razor shaves and the way the slant shaves. For me, they're pretty similar in the quality and ease with which they shave. I do like a shorter handled razor, so the HD size really works good for me. Okay, so here we go, pass number 3. Okay. Alright, now we'll just take a feel here. Yeah, a little bit of stubble here on my palm areas. We'll just go ahead and clean that up real quick. And we'll just call this good. Okay, so we'll call it good. So all in all, I'm pretty impressed with that Klar Kabinett soap. It is a shame if it's not being made anymore. I really like the scent of it, and I think the performance is really pretty good. And if I understand things correctly, this was a fairly inexpensive soap. I believe the soap came from Germany, and I don't think it was really that a real expensive soap, and it certainly smells and performs really great. So if it is an inexpensive soap, it certainly feels much more luxurious than I guess it is. The wet shaving product Blonde Badger brush. Really nice brush. in some ways it reminds me a lot of the Simpson Duke. It may be a little bit denser than the Duke, and it's slightly, at least this one is slightly more prickly than the Duke that I have. But it's a great brush. Feels good on the face, nice backbone. I think this brush goes for a little over $100, and pretty good deal. Really nice looking horn handle. Handle's real comfortable to use. So if you're looking for something like that, I think this is about 24 or 25 millimeter knot. I haven't measured it, but really a good brush for the money. Excellent product. I've always been impressed with the wet shaving product knots. I have a bunch of their knots in some of my custom brushes, and this one is great. And I've been very impressed with their knots, and I would highly recommend that brush if you're looking for something like that. Just to top this off, I'm going to go ahead and use the Coral Skinfood. Just stick with the rose thing. Might as well all out with the rose. So one thing I found with the Coral Skinfood is that if I have a shave where I feel like my face is kind of raw, for some reason I find that Coral Skinfood seems to be really soothing. And if I do have a shave where I feel kind of raw, or I feel like I'm going to have a little razor burn, I'll break that out, and it seems to really knock that out quite well for me. And as you can see, I'm getting down to the end of it, so I use that a fair amount. You know, I just like to smell a rose, so today I don't have any irritation or burning, but I think that pairs great with that soap. So anyways, guys, that's a shave today. Klar Kabinett soap, Merkur HD, Wilkinson sword blade, wet shaving product, Blonde Badger brush, Coral Skinfood. Thank you, Todd, for the soap sample. I appreciate it. And I hope you guys all have a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.